Hi there, welcome back to Affluent Metrics, where we do SaaS teardown videos and we try to identify a few conversion leaks that might be costing businesses a few $1,000s every single month. Today, we're going to be talking about ConvesioConvert, which is basically a software that allows you to uh, basically do omni-channel marketing automation, specifically for WooCommerce and WordPress. Okay, so it's a very specific type of tool and straight away we can see that the headline is very clear. It's, they state here they get more conversions with less effort, but it's more um, properly explained in the subheadline right here. Okay, so there's no confusion in the customers' minds about what this software does. And then if we scroll down, we can see immediately a proof of credibility with this customer success story and how these customers were able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars using the smart automations provided by Conversio. Right, so this is really good. You can go and individually read the case study if you want, and then click on more stats that are really attractive, like 202% higher conversion rates on the landing pages, right? And 61% of consumers being willing to share their data on this one as well. So this is really great. And then you got a video from somebody involved in the company clearly explaining how the software works. And this is good again in terms of credibility, but also to handle a few objections that a prospect might have, right? And then here they go more in depth about how the actual software works. So you can go and read that. Right, they go more in depth. They got lots of explanation that clearly explain what this software does for you guys. And then here you got even more social proof in the terms of the testimonial, stating that, um, for example, this person had an amazing experience working with the team. Okay, I guess potentially having something more concrete would have been more helpful. But yeah, and then they state how they can basically work with many of the integrations that many businesses use. And then we come to the end of the homepage, right? One thing that I would say that might be helpful for them is to potentially add some kind of lure, such as a contact form above the fold, especially because there's a lot of free space right here where they can collect some contact details from the prospects by simply incentivizing them using, for example, a lead magnet or a pop-up or a freebie or a discount, anything that would get the prospect engaged enough and interested enough to provide their contact details. Also, I didn't really see any kind of um, frequently asked questions on the page. And that is usually, I think that is very helpful in terms um, of handling some of the objections that a prospect might have in their minds regarding how good the software is and what problems might they encounter by using this software. And usually these might be questions that might usually come up anyway during discovery calls or sales calls. So it might be helpful to add these questions directly on the page so that the customers can get them answered immediately and the sales calls become a lot smoother and easier because there's a lot less questions. Also, one final thing I want to talk about the pricing. If we go and check the pricing for this specific software, ConvesioConvert, we can see that it is very clear, right? It clearly states that you get a 14-day free trial, and then we can see the each tier is clearly displayed with all the features underneath the tier, and the price is clearly explained. So that is very helpful in terms of um, you know allowing the prospect to decide which option is best for them. So this is really good. Right, and then you get even more recommendations in terms of what's required for your specific business, right? And here they've also got a helpful comparison table that allows the prospect to clearly make a decision and identify which option is best for them depending on the specific business needs, right? And you've also got an option to discuss with a salesperson, I guess. But here they do have frequently asked questions. So I didn't see that it might have been helpful to add that directly on the homepage, right? Because I'm sure that may have been that will be the most visited page, to be honest. So adding even just a few of these will have helped, I guess. But it's good to have this in terms of increasing conversions and um, definitely handling the objection that a customer may have in their minds. So this is a good to have this, but it would have been helpful to also have that on the homepage, right? But other than that, I think this is a good website. I'm sure it's converting a lot, and with a few more with a few more tips and tricks, I'm sure they will be able to increase the conversion by a few percentage. But other than that, I hope you guys liked the video. And if you happen to be a SaaS founder who would like to increase their conversions from free trials to paid, please you can get in contact with me. You can do so by booking a call, and the link the link to do so is down below in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.